yourself and actually make music, like the art for the sake of art. You know,
Exactly.
you're not worried about anything else.
Fuck art.
Fuck art.
What's up? This is Kelly Betts. To my right is Casey Lucero, a.k.a. The Caper. And to my left, all the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota, is Breakneck the Mage.
What's up?
This is episode 2, we think.
We think it's episode 2.
We think it's episode 2.
If it's not, we'll just change it in the title.
Of the brand new No Coast podcast. And today, we will be talking about the brand new No Coast North Division in Minneapolis and our wonderful event going down there.
Fuck, man.
Which Breakneck organized. And Breakneck literally, like, got off a tour. I mean, not off a tour. He was on tour, on the highway, drove his car here, took a piss, took a drink of water, and now we set him down and we're recording.
So you just got out of like a 4, 5, 6 hour drive or some shit?
I think it was supposed to be 4.5. I don't know how long it took, but we stopped and got some barbecue in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was pretty dope.
Damn, that's a good idea.
That's good.
Yeah, that was worth it. It hit the spot big time.
All right.
After eating gas station food basically for like 3 days in a row before that.
The most pitiful thing I've ever heard about eating on tour was a guy, this drummer from a punk band that I was like hanging out with. He ran out of money, and so he'd go into a gas station and empty ketchup packets into a cup.
My God.
And then he would mix it with water and microwave it, and he called it tomato soup, and he lived on that for like a few days.
Oh. Oh.
Which is great if you're watching your calories.
Oh man,
That's a good diet, by the way. Supermodels do that.
Yeah, man. I'm planning a little tour myself. I'm gonna be in a mega bus because I hate myself and I deserve punishment. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Okay.
But it's gonna be fun. It's just gonna be me in the bus.
Where are you
tickets
going?
to different cities. Going to visit you for sure. Denver for sure. New Orleans for sure. And then from there, it's all fuzzy details. Kansas City, St. Louis.
Nice.
So I mean, that's a number of them right there. But it's like Megabus only goes to like it'll go someplace, but then it won't go anywhere else from where you came from. So I'm really gonna sit down and like use my brain, figure out how to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Might end up having to like buy an actual bus ticket or two, but it's happened. I've never toured doing rap.
Do it on fucking Greyhound, bro.
Yeah, why not?
Let's talk about this card coming up.
Let's talk about the card. Let's talk about it. So, yeah, man, we've been planning to expand No Coast since we started. There was talk of No Coast Kansas City happening for the last 6 years, and then finally, boom, Breakneck made this happen. Got a hold of XQZ and I, and just after rampant Facebook messaging for a long time, and good hard-earned money spent by this man here,
So
and
let's
some
talk
by
about
us.
it.
We
Both
did this,
of
man.
us, yeah.
I honestly, like, I could not be happier with this card. I'm serious. Like, all of the No Coasters are on it, and, like, aside from Deadbeat, I guess, but we'll have him out for the next one. But, yeah, all the No Coasters are on it. And then, like, my dream, card is on here. Joe Cutter, Carter Deems, and Reverse Live. But, yeah, especially, like, I'm a huge fan of Reverse. I watch every one of his battles, and I have since the beginning. But, like, Cutter and Carter are part of my vision of like branding No Coast as being weird jokesters, which we already are, but like
jokes over bars.
It was great having T-Rex out here, but like there's people that make more sense for us, and so this is like works into that vision perfectly, and I'm so happy with it.
We had the Vesh coming back too.
And the Vesh.
So
How could I forget?
Yeah, he's been doing like stand up for a while now, right?
Yeah, pretty heavy actually. He's got a lot of like regular gigs and stuff up in the cities.
So is he like full time making a
no,
living off
like
of it,
no, I think he's got a job and stuff. He just kind of started within the last couple of years at that, but he's gotten like he's starting to pick up a ton more shows now, and like his sets are getting longer and better, and yeah, it's starting to get pretty legit. So
That's what's up.
He's funny. Like at the event, I'm gonna have him do like a few minutes of his comedy routine at some point and stuff too. So
that makes sense.
I wonder if he's gonna have like battle friendly like comedy material.
He has a really awesome like Bone Thugs and Harmony bit. Like you'll hear it, I'm sure, at the event. So I won't spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil that.
Yeah, he talks about rap. Like he incorporates rap into his comedy. So
good shit.
It's pretty cool. Yep.
Let's go from the bottom of the card and go up. And Bone Man, we're all very familiar with. We can't get away from him. He's actually producing this show right now. So shouts out to Bone Man.
Background. What's up, Bone Man?
I got a battler calling me. That's no good.
Oh no.
Yeah, but so Bone Man, we're all familiar with. Started here, wears a mask, total weirdo. Versus Julian Watkins, and Julian Watkins I'm not familiar with.
All right, so his name is actually now. He didn't have an MC name when he wanted to do this. His name is Jaywalker now, just for the
Who
record.
gave him that name?
Huh?
I gave him that name.
Did you give him that?
That was actually my suggestion on some.
He almost hit him in the middle of the street. And he's like, "You fucking Jaywalker."
No, it was on the internet, man.
Oh, okay.
It was in fucking make-believe land on Facebook. But anyway, there was a thread and blah, blah, blah. I named Jaywalker.
Okay.
He's actually a lawyer.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
It's weird.
Which is fucking weird, but shout outs to fucking law school. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's difficult. That's what Carter Deems was doing.
Yep.
Law school.
Environmental law, I think, wasn't it? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know though.
good for him.
Hey.
Hey, shut up. Hey.
Hey!
Hey.
But Julian Watkins versus Bone Man, that's gonna be interesting. I have no
Right.
idea what to think about or what Julian Watkins is gonna. Jaywalker is gonna do. No idea what he's gonna do.
Right.
So that should be kind of interesting to see. Bone Man's done like 20 battles.
Yeah.
Right.
So it gets around.
Yeah.
It's like a real
it's definitely-
veteran versus someone
yeah.
who's never done it. I don't know. I hope it's a great battle. See what he does.
I think that, no offense, Jaywalker, but you're kind of like gonna run into a brick wall on this one, which is tight for a first battle. I think it's like I'm serious. I'm like
Yeah,
you
I
can't
know.
stack multis like Bone Man could. You know what I mean? Like, which is like a whole different style in itself. Blah blah blah, whatever. But I mean, we're talking about a dude that has 20 battles and a guy that doesn't even have a track out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's tight that you're stepping up, though. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely good for you to run into that wall first battle, but.
Yeah, prepare yourself. I
Yeah,
bet, is
become
what we're
prepared, man. I
saying.
mean, surprise us and shit.
like-
This is your chance. So.
And also, it's not like this is some like you're not going to like some small like podunk city to do some random battle at
Right.
some league. I mean, this is going to be a pretty big event. Not that there's like going to be pressure on people to like
Right.
if you choke, I'm never having you on a card again or something like that. But it's
Don't
like,
choke, though.
come prepared. I mean,
Right.
this is Minneapolis, so let's get it in. Like,
Definitely. And Bone Man will fucking bring it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I watched a lot of his battles. I've never seen him in like a choke situation. There was one battle that it was like the fucking crowd was fucking with him, but he even made
Yeah.
it through that without really stumbling. So, I mean, he's going to come prepared for sure.
yeah. And
So-
don't try to bring just a bunch of fucking mask jokes. You know what I mean? Like, do something more than that. Got to mention it.
There's
obviously,
material
but
there.
There is material there, but bring something more than that. I mean, I was doing mask jokes against him in like that battle we had in
Yeah.
2010 or
Yeah, it
whatever.
was a while
it
ago.
was.
Right,
So
yeah.
I mean,
The mask thing has been picked on. you
Yep.
know?
You just got
Find a
as
creative
always,
way to do
find be creative. Find a unique way to go about it. Speaking of unique,
oh boy.
menstrual cycle.
That is one of the most ballsiest names in fucking battle rap. Menstrual cycle. Think about that for a second.
I'm not going to.
Is there like some like secrecy behind? Like he only battles once a month. Like is that what the fucking
I
catch
don't think
is?
it
Like
makes any sense. No, I think it's like I when I first saw him, I was hoping it was a G.G. Allen sort of thing,
right.
where I'd get like attacked or he'd like some sort of bodily fluid.
Oh,
hit me.
yeah,
But
like-
instead, it's just a dude.
Yeah,
It
he's
raps.
just a
It was
dude.
pretty disappointing.
So he
Like,
doesn't attach any
he-
shtick to
no,
the
he
fucking
needs
period?
to step up his shtick game. Like you gotta like throw some fecal
Oh,
matter
like
out
he
of
could
the
have a
crowd.
slogan where he's like, and that's it. Period. Like at the end of every round and shit.
Yeah.
That would be fucking
And he's-
sick. I just gave you that idea, by the way, menstrual cycle.
Someone's
You can
for
run
free.
with that.
And then he's versus Reality, who I battled along with Breakneck. And
Yeah,
one,
he's
too.
like
Okay.
he's like that dude. Reality has helped out with events in Minneapolis for years and years.
I've always seen him around, man, on
Yeah.
videos. Like
Good guy. He's came down here with he rode down here with me and came to the finale event and hung out and stuff. So
Did he battle Nixon?
yeah, I think he's battled everyone, man.
Okay.
It's crazy, but like he's had an issue with preparation, I guess, or memorization in the past. But actually, the last few battles he's done, he's improved a lot. So I'm thinking that could be a good battle. Menstrual Cycle's actually pretty decent. He's kind of a funny dude.
Yeah,
It
they
should be a
both have.
good
They both
battle.
have
Oh yeah,
potential.
he's who did Menstrual Cycle battle?
Steve, XQZ.
XQZ.
Yeah,
that's
paid
right.
paid
Yeah.
XQZ to battle him.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Is
Yeah.
that like behind the scenes?
Flew himself out and paid. That's what you get. You watch the No Coast
That's
podcast.
determination.
Well, I
man.
mean, just
Yeah.
look up his views on Versus
I'm not
Tracker.
against that. That's you want to get somewhere.
Yeah.
You get somewhere. You got some money.
I think it comes down to like if you want to do it, do what it takes to do it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. Like no, you got to build up and you only get paid. It's like man, if you're trying to make a business out of it, then yeah. But you got to start that. Like you got to be already doing
Also,
that.
if
like,
you're trying to get your music out there, like anybody featured on like other podcasts or like magazines
Right.
or online articles, like you're paying for that. Like you pay to have them
Right.
even listen to it. Then they still might even give you a bad review. But
Right.
what I'm saying is, if you're like, oh, he paid for it, that doesn't count or something, or like that's a weak thing to do.
That just means
that's
he's more-
some ego shit you got to throw away because people everywhere, you got to spend money to make money.
That's how you get on the radio too.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's how you do
you
everything.
got to pay to play.
Right. That's how you do everything.
Pay to play.
Next up on the card, I've never heard of him, but Caper. Caper. Sounds like a redneck.
Where is he from?
Caper, Missouri. Caper versus Q-Pocalypse, which,
Q-Pocalypse.
if you're going to be the third guy with the name QP, why not throw in the Ocalypse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apocalypse. I don't know what to say.
How do you know
about
this
that
guy?
Name.
How did you come into contact with him?
Mutual friend of Kelly and I's, Derek Blaze,
Oh,
who
yeah.
Kelly battled, is from the same
Blaze,
city. So
okay.
Q-Pocalypse hit him up when he started hearing, like, I'm assuming Blaze was telling him, like, who are getting on the card and stuff
Right.
like that, and he wanted to do it. And I was like, what? I thought for sure with a name like that, he was going to be just like a straight up, because I had never heard of him. I thought he'd be a straight up, like, street rapper, you know, like hardcore bars. And I check him out, and he's got a battle on King of the Dot out of nowhere, and he's got a battle on another league that I was
Jungle.
just...
The Jungle.
Yeah, the Jungle.
That one has about 11,000 views. The King of the Dot one or Ground Zero one. I can't
Yeah,
remember
Ground
exactly
Zero,
which one it is,
but,
but it
yeah.
only has about. It hasn't broke a G yet.
So I was surprised. I was like, all right, well, cool. And I watched his battles, and I think that's going to be dope. That's going to be a good battle.
Right.
That's one of the big the main undercard battles. I think that'll be, like, really good.
Yeah, I saw. I like that he has delivery, and that's
Yeah.
a good thing. You know, because I like to think that I'm kind of there. I'm kind of present when I rap.
A little bit.
A little bit loud. So it's good that that's going to be even matched as far as like the projectile words. You know what I mean?
For sure.
How
Yeah.
Mike Riggs just texted me.
Nice
Funny.
Riggs.
Mike Riggs did it.
Mike Riggs.
Shouts out to Mike
Fucking That
Riggs.
dude's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout outs to Mike Riggs. Go look him up. Go friend him on fucking Facebook. Man. I love it. He loves you. Just keep going, man.
He
Yeah, man.
checks his Facebook like once every 2 years.
I was
so you
gonna say,
should
don't hit him
get-
on Facebook. Hit him up on RMBVA or some shit. It's like that's where I usually see him. I see him there more than real life, and we live in the same
Thrax
city.
versus
Thrax
Reiko.
versus Reiko.
This is a bar battle. Dude, Thrax has battled like 5 times in the last 3 months. The
Damn.
battle that you guys saw was literally his first ever battle. And his progression from 1 to 5 is ridiculous. This dude Reiko is pretty good. He's got like 10 battles in Illinois. I think that's just an even
Right.
nice matchup for the people who appreciate like more street style bars and stuff. And Thrax has a lot of friends that'll be at the event, so
Cool.
it should be pretty
So
cool.
Thrax is going to be the local. It's going to be home turf for him, huh?
Yeah, definitely. But he's not, and of course he's like I said, he's only got 5 battles, so it's not like he's like the Minneapolis
Right.
star or something like that. But he's building. He's a young dude, really young dude who's
He'll
like
have enough.
building up.
He'll have enough of his people there
Yeah.
making that reaction that he needs.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's not to like scare Reiko and say, because Reiko's gonna have he's gonna have a car full of
Bars.
people, well, a car full of
Car
his
full of
friends, like
right, got you.
you know, like so he'll have at least his friend, like a bunch of
His
people there
entourage,
too.
yeah.
It's not like he's gonna be overwhelmed by the crowd, you know, or anything. I think they'll be fair to him and stuff.
That can really sway it. Like if you got no friends there,
Yeah.
I've had that feeling before, where it's just like, oh, I'm stranded. Like,
Right.
like if people, I don't know, shit's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I love a good street battle. So, looking forward to that.
Next line.
Next one up on
Pompey versus Epic Nugget.
Epic
Epic New
Nugget.
Epic
Nagoon.
Let's see this.
You say epic and then you swallow the lug.
Epic Nguyen.
Is that how you say that?
That's how you say that.
Super
watch,
cool, dude.
You read manga? Is that how you know that?
Nope.
That's a Japanese word, right?
I just know names, man.
Okay, all right.
Nguyen.
Okay. Pompey, never heard of him. No.
He's like he's a DJ.
Pompey is a DJ. Shouts out to Pompey, one of the founders of No Coast. And Pompey's going up for a title match against XQZ.
When is that exactly?
April
man?
18th at Mod Vintage.
Okay.
Our first show at Mod Vintage, hopefully first of many, because I built a stage for the place, so I hope I didn't do that for nothing.
So apparently No Coast still has a title. Then.
We remembered. It came to, like, Pompey woke up in the middle of the night, he's like, there's a title. Like, he could feel it. He was like, oh.
It hasn't been defended. The dude defends it
just
less than Hulk Hogan in the 90s. Like once every 6 months at the biggest pay-per-view, he defends the title. XQZ.
If you go watch Pompey's, I don't know, what was it, the Pompey calling out XQZ video. He really illustrates the ratio of how many times XQZ is battled and how many of those times where the title was actually up for grabs.
I know.
And it's so skewed. Like, he's had the title for years. He's battled like 10 times while having it.
Relinquish it.
It's funny. There's been like so much talk over the last year, basically, or since the return, where it's like, what is the title going to be? And really, it's like we almost gave it to Thesaurus, basically. But it's like we really want it to be somebody that's going to keep coming back and defending it. We're going to make it a thing again, and hopefully put hype behind it. And Pompey is like not only really consistently good at winning battles, but like his performance just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Man.
And so for me, it's less about like getting Pompey the title or giving him a chance for the title. It's like I know that if I put him in a situation where he'll be the hungriest, he's really going to perform. Because even if you just look at him versus 3PFD, he just like murders. Like it's twice as good as any of his other battles. And his battle before that in Denver was like twice as good as his battle before that. So it's like you kind of have this perpetual motion that I want to put a push to. I don't want it to just be like, oh, you're going to battle some guy named Epic. No.
I don't know what's going to happen in that battle. That could be.
I'm biased.
How well do you know Epic Nguyen?
How well do I know?
How much of his battles?
He was Blaze.
Pretty well.
So I battled him at the finale.
Wait, he was Blaze?
He was Blaze.
Both of us have battled him. Yeah,
this is Blaze.
Both have battled him.
Epic Nguyen
changed
is Blaze.
His name, which is good because you Google Blaze battles and you get the Blaze battles.
Yep.
True. Wow. Damn, I didn't even think about that.
And so I think he's good. I think he'll definitely put on a good performance. Like he's got jokes and everything, but there's a lot of improvements to be had in his performance. And again, I'm really biased, but I think that Pompey is just so hungry. He's gonna murder this. Like Pompey he just moved to Chicago, and so like he's got time on his hands in this big empty house, and he just like paces and thinks about battles and writes about battles, and he's making graphs and charts, and he's just functioning on a higher intellectual level with battles than we are.
Whenever I message back and forth with him, we're like breaking down like, has this been done yet? And like I always have to go to him like, hey, what is it like when you combine this style and that style? What is that? And he's even good for asking. Like I sent him a random message the other day like, dude, is there any like schemes where somebody like, can you think of any where just somebody takes like a prefix and just uses that throughout the whole scheme, and he like right away sent me like, you are this one or this one.
Yeah.
He just knows the shit and he doesn't have to Google it either. So
he sent me a message saying that it's going to be the best performance he's ever had. So if
he's not
the kind of guy who like messages me. Like he doesn't message me ever. We talk when I come to Columbia, but that he just out of nowhere messaged me and said he's going to have the best performance
sitting on
he's
some
had.
Bars then, man.
So
that's crazy.
He cares a lot. And so Blaze, if you're watching this, Epic, put in some work, man. Put in some work. Make it happen.
I'm going to rename myself, actually, to KOTD. That's going to be my new rap name.
Right.
See what kind of views I can get off that.
Man,
Just trickle-down views.
You see that new KOTD battle?
KOTD versus... Yeah, man.
Yeah, there was like 50 people there. It was weird.
All right, so what do we got next?
Mantra,
my little bro, my younger brother, who's actually larger than I am. Mantra versus Rome's. And I wasn't familiar with Rome's until I watched some of his battles when this got arranged, and I give my brother so much shit. I'm like, dude, you better do this. You better show up.
It's
like,
not an easy battle by
Right.
any means. Like it's gonna be a good That's gonna be a good battle.
Well, the thing about Monster, man, is like he's good at memorizing shit, but he only gives it like a small amount of time to memorize it. Like last battle he did really fucking good. There's one part in the battle where he stopped for a minute, and I think that, and I asked him after the battle, I'm like, dude, how, like, good shit on those other rounds. Like, how long did you prepare for? I just was curious. He's like, well, I kind of like finished writing last night. I just went over it a couple times today. I'm like, fucking shit, are you serious, man?
Yeah.
Like, how do you like not have complete anxiety building up to that point? For like a whole week before then, I'd be fucking stressing out if I hadn't had my rounds done.
Yeah, it's a bad feeling when you got a battle coming up and you don't have your rounds done yet.
Right.
Breakneck says he's like writing bars.
I know. It's like, I'm just freestyling all 3 rounds.
He's like, yeah, I wrote something.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, man. But Mantra's really funny. The thing about Matt is he's got that natural feeling, and he's good at letting the whole room become comfortable with him. And then it's really funny because he's just such a nice guy. But then he just says the most he'll say anything. He's got no filter, and so it leads to a really funny performance. And then Rome's is obviously experienced, and he's going to be very comfortable too. So
yeah, and it's in his domain. He's from Wisconsin, but he battles and like all his battles are in Minneapolis, so he's going to be very comfortable. Right. People are aware of him.
That's what's up. So he's like going to be the hometown guy in that battle for sure.
Yeah, he'll probably have a heavy home field advantage in that. So Mantra's got to make up for it.
Yeah.
How long's he been doing it? Since he was in Scribble Jam, 2008.
Shit. Okay. So we're dealing with the Scribble Jam vet.
He's old. Yeah, I mean, he's like the same age as me, but he's been battling forever.
He's old. I mean, he's like our age.
He's been battling, though, forever. Like, battling for a long time.
Well, you better fucking bring it, Mantra. Don't let us fucking down, man. That's all I got to say about that.
You're not going to be my brother anymore.
Right.
So, New Money, spelled like new metal, versus Trim Forte. The Trim. Personally, I would not name myself Trim.
Unless there was something like behind
You're just setting yourself up.
Yeah.
Both these guys, not the best names.
Yeah.
Money also should not be in your rap name. Or just any letters. Just a J or a K or, K Money. It's like, I don't.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to Google you.
I think people need to bring back Junior. Incorporate Junior in your rap name somehow, and you'll just be like fucking on a different level. I swear.
I love that. I'm gonna be Arsenal Jr.
I haven't seen any Littles in a while.
Oh, there was a Young Dirty Bastard.
Young Dirty
Bastard is a real guy.
He's actually supposedly he's Old Dirty Bastard's son.
Oh, he really is.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
To be,
Man, I went years not knowing that.
Yeah.
All right, so who? I feel like I've seen Trim Forte perform live.
You have
against
Nalo, and he kind of got. Nalo kind of bodied him a little bit.
Kind of?
Well, Trim was just had a few slip ups and stuff in each of his rounds. There's not a clean. He had 3 non-clean rounds. Yeah. He got through his stuff and had some punchlines, but he's got a lot of battles too.
Man,
a lot in Illinois, a lot of battles in Illinois. That should be a good battle. Because New Money is kind of one of the guys the up-and-coming guys that has a lot of buzz up there. He's not really getting the views yet online or anything like that, but he's known as a problem up there, so that should be good. Don't know what Trim Forte is going to bring. He battled in Minneapolis last month at an event, and I guess he did pretty well.
Okay.
So
that's what's up. The Vesh we'd already been talking about versus XQZ. So you have, if you don't know who the Vesh is, you haven't been watching battles for 5 years, and that's okay. Because he was a staple in Grind Time, in the Grind Time Midwest League, and the last time he battled was against Carter Deems, actually.
I was gonna ask, who has he battled that you could that people would recognize, newer fans would recognize?
Oh, I don't even know. It's fucked up. I was actually watching his battles the other day. My brain is just so fried.
Who has he battled that people would recognize?
Oh, thank you. Our producers told us he battled Paperworks.
Carter Deems.
Okay.
There's one, George Jetson.
Oh yeah.
And those are, and a lot of other people, but those are the three maybe that people would know.
Yeah,
Nice.
but he's a funny ass dude. He's like very like you know, like I said earlier, or like you said earlier, he's been doing comedy, and that makes a lot of sense. If you see him perform, you're like, oh yeah, he would do stand up comedy. He's straight
Yeah.
up just like,
He's a comedy
here's
guy.
all these jokes I wrote about you.
I wonder if his battle is going to be like a lot of observational material, or if he's going to have like some knock jokes.
You really,
What's the deal with these Jewish rappers?
you never know what he's gonna do, but it's gonna be funny. I know that.
Yeah, he definitely has really unique angles too, which is the perfect thing. And then and that's the thing with XQZ is XQZ is really good at finding angles and coming
Right.
at you in this way that seems so obvious in retrospect, but nobody said it before.
He's also good at using people's styles against them.
Yeah, yep.
You know, like if you're a loud guy, he's going to be like, I'm just going to be nonchalant, and he'll say it too. You know.
I think this battle is going to come down to like delivery because XQZ's writing is just on point with any top tier guy, and I say that like
Real
as
Deal said
objectively
that,
as I can.
so-
Yeah, Real Deal's told me that, so you know it's true.
Right.
But for real, like, and I've heard that from Thesaurus as well. Is like XQZ, the way he writes is as good as top tier guys. He just doesn't battle enough, doesn't battle the right people. He is in this one, but and mainly his delivery is really lackluster. He doesn't have much of a personality on camera, and he doesn't like project, and he doesn't put in all he needs to, which is a shame.
But that is also kind of his
There's-
shtick, like part of his shtick too. He's the
He
guy who doesn't care.
All right.
He
And-
calls himself the most normal person in No Coast on R&B.
He's too normal though. He's more normal than is normal. It freaks me out.
He doesn't hang out.
Yeah,
with
he's
us.
like
Yeah.
default.
Yeah.
He's like the default character on a video game. You know what I mean? Like, he's. 'Cause I love
Nice.
Steve.
You
but
are a generic
he is-
avatar.
On camera, he is like pretty generic, right?
Well, man, I've also, you know,
Good rapper though.
go watch his
Amazing.
battle versus Hindu Rock. You know what I mean? Like, he actually fucking brought it. Like,
Bodied
as
him.
far as, like, delivery
Yeah.
in that battle. And there again, though, that was, like, the one and only time that the fucking title was even on the line, though, right?
Yeah, when he really, that's the thing, is when he decides to care, he's like freaking out and screaming.
Let's surprise him. On the way up there, when we were like, dude, this is for the title, man.
Yeah.
The best could
something.
take the title right
Your
now.
wife said she's thinking about leaving you if you don't win this battle, man. I'm texting her right now. She's kind of freaking out.
He wouldn't believe you.
He wouldn't believe that.
He'd be like, my wife has you blocked on Facebook. That's what he would say.
Probably. I've never even met her. I've known Steve for like solid for 6 years now.
She was at an event, and I never met her.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's smart by that,
he's
though.
an
Keep your fucking
antisocial.
girlfriend away from the battle circle, you know what I mean?
I've made that
Your wife.
mistake. Yep. It's kind of fun though.
Yeah, my wife will not be at that. Well, actually, she loves Carter Deems, but I don't think she will be at that event. She never has before, so.
Yeah.
You just got married, didn't you?
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
That's good.
thanks, man.
We're growing up.
Clap for that. We got a studio audience here. Congratulations, man.
Yeah. So we're up to my bat. We're up to.
Oh
the
yeah.
next
Let's talk
Speaking
about
of
it.
Breakneck.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
it.
man.
All right. Breakneck versus Carter Deems. Now Carter fucking Deems.
Do you have a
What-
message you would like to tell Carter?
What can you say about that guy? I mean, what can you really say? It's gonna be hard for me. I'm not gonna lie, but I like the bars that I have, and the material and the angles, but I don't know if it's gonna affect him at all.
How long are
know?
you guys' rounds?
90 seconds.
90 seconds?
Yeah, and I don't know if anything I could say would really affect him. It's really hard, dude, to.
Your
Like,
best bet.
Self-deprecating
for-
humor.
Yeah, your best
He's
bet
already
is...
he's already a target of himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing that dork role.
I don't
And
know,
so,
man.
And so it's
That
difficult.
shit
To
sounds-
me, the only thing you could say to him is like, "You're actually cool, and you fake being lame."
Right, and
Yeah.
I've heard people like start to get at that, but there's more to be said about it for sure.
Yeah.
So how much, knowing that and knowing that he's kind of like a hard angle to take on him, have you watched like all of his battles? Have you like
Oh,
really
yeah.
tried to get in the head of this cat lady and figure out what's going on?
And not only that, I've talked to him a lot. Like I've talked to him a lot. So like we've been talking about battling. He's wanted to come to Minneapolis and battle for like 3 years. So we've
Right.
been messaging a lot for like
So
3
now
years.
it's finally going down.
And he was surprised. He's like, well, you want to battle me? Like he thought I would set him up with someone else because we talk a lot, like we're friends or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of surprising, but I think it'll be fun. And it's a big battle for me. And
Fuck
I put in a
yeah.
lot of work to set up the card, so it's not like I
Treat yourself.
Yeah,
man.
I got to battle someone big.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great. I think that works
Treat
out perfectly.
And let's talk about the. Oh my God, that cat bar click though, Carter. Okay, as Caper pointed out, I'm a member of that group or whatever on Facebook, so whatever. But still,
It's only so you can spy on them, right?
These guys are ridiculous. What do you check?
I
out
haven't
that?
seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
I like the group, honestly.
Somebody told me there's a battle rap group where they don't post battles. They post gifs of cats, and that's all I heard. And I
It's
think
not
that's
just
awesome.
that.
Okay.
It's a community of people
really
that
know.
love cats.
Like
and battle rap.
Like stop. Oh, all right. The joke about Carter Deems battling like Arsenal and Loaded Lux and all these guys is old. Like stop with that joke. I'm so sick of seeing David Young and these specific guys in this group pop up on every battle thread in the KOTD group or the URL threads or whatever. It's just Carter Deems versus everyone.
Right.
Carter Deems is
Versus
not
Lush.
supposed to battle Loaded Lux. Like that wouldn't be an entertaining
Right.
battle.
I think
It's a joke, I understand, but this joke's been said for years and years. It's like, let's just make a joke about Carter Deems battling a street guy. Like enough. You don't need to make a whole Facebook group about it. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with Daylight, where he gets more credit than is welcome. And I'm a way bigger fan of Carter Deems than Daylight, because Carter can actually rhyme. Carter's a better rapper than Daylight. I said it. Come at me, bro. Carter actually takes these extended schemes, puts several jokes inside them. But what I'm saying is it's the same thing because he's breaking the rules.
Yeah.
He's working outside of the box of a scene that is just imploding. It doesn't expand, we implode. We are constantly defining what we're doing and who can do it and what can be said and what can't, what these rules are. And then you have a guy step in who's shits all over all of that, sometimes literally. And Carter's one of those guys. And I think the more challenging thing about battling those guys is they're not trying to win, quote unquote.
They're winning a different battle.
They're winning a different battle. But that leads me to a further point, which kind of applies to anybody battling, is you're never facing your opponent. You're only ever battling yourself.
Yeah.
You're only ever up against your last performance, and you're only ever versus your own career. People get so caught up in what their opponents are doing or thinking and the way it's affected their career. None of that matters. It's just about what's happening with you.
Right, but at the same time, it's like you've got to have some sort of you have to attack somebody, and the more personal, the more the crowd is going to be like, oh shit! You know what I mean? And that's part of winning the battle.
Yeah, you have to know
too,
your opponent.
So you definitely got to know your opponent.
Yep.
But as far as the preparation, I think that's the part where you're battling yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about earlier, just one of these dudes on this card had some good bars, but when he didn't deliver them right, they don't hit the same.
Totally.
You could take a shitty bar, and if you just say it the right fucking way or with conviction, it'll fucking land.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's actually B.S. Elliott is who called me earlier on the phone, and I was saying to her, she's only had one battle, and she was talking about how she'd never shit memorized yet. And I said to her, I was like, look, you can have great material delivered shittily and nobody will like it, but you can have shitty material and deliver it amazingly and everybody will love it.
Mm-hmm.
It only works that one way.
Right.
It doesn't, no matter what you write down, if you don't deliver, you're not coming through. But anyway, Carter Deems, I call him unbeatable.
Yeah,
he's
unbeatable.
I think it's going to be great footage because you're so hungry for it. You obviously put a lot of thought into it.
I got some
and
ideas
you're
for you,
consistent as fuck. That's the one thing about you. And that's something you have to be as a battler. Because look at Diggy. I think Diggy would be way bigger if he didn't have these total flops of battles. Like the promo video I made for him versus Megadeth has almost as many views as the actual battle does.
Fuck, man.
So people were so excited about it. And then he shits the bed and so nobody watches it.
Right. Well,
yeah,
remind me, I got
some
ideas for you, but what the whole Carter Deems thing comes down to is this does make sense. You will be battling Carter, but you got to do something that's going to get that because he's winning another battle. You got to keep that in mind. It's just hard. It's complex for you. I want to tell you this idea now, but I don't want to you might use some.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you beat him at that battle.
That's what I'm saying. You're only battling yourself.
Yeah.
People will only judge you for your performance. It's not even going to be comparable to what he does.
Mm-hmm.
People will watch the Carter Deems battle.
Yeah,
no
I'm
matter
like
who's
a
battling.
side,
So you got to do something that's going to make you stand
side
out.
note to like a Carter Deems performance almost. Everyone who battles him is kind of just like a side. They're kind of just there.
Yeah.
Almost.
Right.
Because he'll turn it into. He just makes it all about him, not in like an egotistical way, but just like a entertainment.
And he'll even
Weird
compliment
way.
you and make you look bad while doing it. It's
Yeah,
fucked
I
up.
expect him to talk about how beautiful my wife is and how gracious I am and how clean the floor was in my kitchen and fucking whatever else. I mean, it's going to be straight up compliments. He'll probably kiss me on the cheek. Like, yeah, it's... He'll probably
I hope
twerk. He'll probably try twerking on me.
Did you see his new battle?
Oh, my God.
The Carter Deems battle
Yes.
against the Weirdos in San Diego, where they did like Carter Deems became a gun.
I did, yeah.
Pretty great.
Shit was tight.
Yeah, I hope that because he knows you semi-personally or whatever, he knows that you guys are... I hope he goes really far with whatever he does. It should be good, man. Carter's like... For as many views as he has, there's so much hype behind him. You know,
Right.
it's like that's the name that just comes up over and over again. Even if you're not in a
He's just
cat-themed
man. He's
thread.
just such a fucking great thing. Like when you get this whole like saturated market with battle rappers that all have the same fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just you take the like and replace it with that, and now you have a whole new metaphor. Like it's just a lot of that shit that's going on. So you get a Carter Deems out of nowhere, and you're like, fucking thank God. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
totally.
Just go watch one of. If you're in a bad mood, go watch a fucking Carter Deems battle, and you'll just laugh your ass off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be a great battle.
What about... I'm anxious to see how the crowd in Minneapolis reacts to him. I don't know if they're going to hate him or love him.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
I don't know, man.
I did a 2-on-2 in outside of Denver actually, and like the crowd was like all there to see street bars, and me and Montre were in the 2-on-2, and we did like all kind of Carter Deems angles. We literally said like let's do like a Carter Deems type thing, and like just all this sarcastic tongue-in-cheek shit and making fun of ourselves, and like nobody dug it.
Well, that battle
it was so
fucking-
hostile, like it was ridiculous.
That battle was getting on my nerves because the dudes kept talking.
Yeah, and the opponents talked over us the whole time. Nobody stopped it.
Like it was a full on like he was trying to have a conversation, and I hate that shit where somebody's like tries to defend themselves in the middle of a fucking battle. It's like what
Yeah.
the fuck did you sign up for, man? Just
Yeah.
take the diss, stand there and be like, shake your head and say nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're supposed to say, fucking nothing. So
Let's talk about the rap battle on
The
this
big
card.
guy?
This
Yeah.
is like Reverse Live versus Nalo G is gonna be insane.
this is some heavyweight shit right here, man.
Reverse hand picked him too. Like I asked him who he wanted to battle, told him the sites to check out with all our battlers and stuff, and he handpicked him. He said that's who I want to battle.
That's cool.
It's gonna be good. I think Nalo even though he's not like he didn't really know a whole lot about Reverse Live when I hit him up. Once he started researching it, he was like, "Holy shit! Like
Reverse
this guy's
Live
got
can
like
fucking spit, man.
this guy's got a following with lots and lots of views. Like Nalo's really excited, really focused, and
That's
he
what's
hasn't
up.
battled for like 6 months. So
Fuck
he's gonna
yeah.
have punch. It's just gonna be punch after punch, and I think that's what Reverse will do too.
Yeah, man. Reverse is good at just like rapping about what he wants to rap about. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I always say, I've said this before on the podcast, but it's like to fit in a battle, to be battling, you have to be either funny or vicious. And Reverse has a great way of being both. Just his whole personality is just kind of funny or fun to watch. But he's fucking like,
Yeah, dude,
he's
he'll-
scary. Like the shit he says is
he'll
like,
have like a 7-bar like vicious, and then like 8th bar joke.
yeah.
And it's
that's
fucking
that's a great
beautiful,
summary of what
man.
he does.
That's like one of the best ways to do it, I think.
Yeah, he's amazing. I'm just such a huge fan. I'm really excited to talk to him too because I know he's in Zombie Pool Party, like this band out there in the Bay, and so he's a punk rocker. He drinks 40s outside the venue, and I strongly relate to that. I'm sure we have some mutual friends in that world, which is kind of oddly enough what it was like meeting Franco and Lush when Lush One and Franco came over to my place. We started talking about Gilman Street Collective and like fucking 90s punk rock because they saw some records I had. Like,
It's over my head,
and I
yeah.
thought, oh yeah, well anyway, my rap heroes coming to town. And I think we're gonna be talking
That's
about
what's
hip
up,
hop,
man.
and spent like an hour talking about punk rock instead. So
Yeah.
This is really just a way for for Kelly Betts to meet first
to meet the guy from Zombie Pool Party. It's all just been.
Like,
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with rap.
This
even.
whole
It's
acapella battle shit is just a front for the punk rock thing.
It's me just phoning it in.
That's why it's like he's like, no song battles. I don't fucking like hip hop.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Man,
so
That's a bar heavy battle. It's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be a lot
gonna
of
be
bars.
ridiculous. That's gonna be ridiculous.
And I think they're doing 2 minute, like 2:30 is the max, so it's kind of in that 2:30. There's gonna be a lot of bars in that battle.
So they're probably
Something-
gonna write about 100 bars.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of punchlines in that battle from both guys, so that'll be an entertaining one. And Nalo will bring 80 people by himself. You know, he'll bring a shit ton of people.
Which day is that gonna be on?
That'll be day 2.
Day 2.
Yeah.
So it's Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
And that'll be day 2. Both different locations.
both different locations. Yeah, and it's I haven't really like announced yet what's day 1 or day 2, but you can kind of
Right.
you could kind of figure it out just by the order of how they are. Like these 3 are set. These 4 right here in this one
You can't see
are
those.
day 2.
Nice.
And that's partly based on
day
like
2 is the main battle.
that's partly based also on like the availability of some of those. There's a couple people who had to battle on Friday too, like Rome's had to battle on Friday. Because I wanted to have at least one no coast guy battling on the main, like no coast guy battling on the main part. We got XQZ on there. I wanted to have Mantra and Rome's on there too, but Rome's could only make it on Friday, so. And then a few of those guys are like Bone Man and Jaywalker. Like Jaywalker's never had a battle, so I mean, it's not really fair to have him like battle before me and
Right.
Carter Deems go or something like that. So
Yeah.
I figured it'd be easier just to have kind of like the newcomers on day 1, and
Right.
it's pretty typical way people set up
Well,
battle
yeah, yeah,
events,
for sure.
I guess.
For sure. I mean, look at all like the past fucking Battle of the Bay was like
Yeah.
like the first day they had all like Ground Zero card.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. We haven't had like this kind of full 2 days. When we did our first return event, the versus the world part 2, like it was a 2-day event, but I think we only had 3 battles each day. So this is like back into the full swing, big weekend.
This is 10 fucking battles,
It's exciting.
Let's
All right.
talk about the
talk
headline.
about it.
Yeah, talk about the headlining battle.
Let's talk about it.
These 2 weirdos up in the corner, they look like the same person on different days.
Yeah.
It looks like the spring and winter cut on the same guy.
I think
So Joe Cutter versus Diggy Splash.
right. That's who we're talking about. Let's talk about it.
2 of the most abstract styles in battle rap.
Yeah.
2 really weird dudes to a lot of people, and 2 veterans from completely different parts of the country who have
Right.
never met in person
Right.
and
I think
want to
I think
battle
they'll
each
get
other.
along. They're not knowing Joe in person, but having watched a lot of his footage and all the interviews I could, and knowing Diggy very well, I think they would get along really well in person. They're very similar dudes. I think that instead of, as weird as they are, or as odd, I don't think that they go into it trying to be something. I don't think they have a vision of I want to make up this character. I think they really do. Just seriously,
Diggy?
Diggy just tries to be funny. People assume all sorts of shit about him, like he's emulating this or that, but really he's just trying to be funny.
I just say
And
really
he's
because
just not afraid.
he's dabbled
to
in
hit from left field.
He's dabbled in the costume world in battles. You know what I mean? He definitely seems to me
There was a while where he
He's
was
not
always
bar-heavy.
triple fisting. That seemed like it might have been a little bit staged.
well.
I don't know,
There's
man.
a lot
He
of
likes to
battles
drink.
where he's drinking a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
does
beers.
like to drink
Yeah.
a lot, but that was part of the shtick, I thought, for a minute maybe.
Yeah.
He was kind
Yeah.
of the drunk guy or whatever.
his-
Right.
Yeah, he'll do some shit without saying I'm this guy, but come on, there was a bunch of battles in a row where he had 2 to 3 beers in his hands. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The Japanese Jesus one, a couple others, but that's a good battle.
That is a good battle.
Fucking
Diggy's freestyling the shit out of him. He's not. He's.
I think that Diggy's-
I let an angel feast on my dangle beast.
That's funny. That's good. It's good, but
Is he gonna get
Dude,
reaction in Minneapolis? That's what I
the
want.
That's a good
patterns that
question.
Joe Cutter has though are way on some other shit. Diggy is a rapper, comedian. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really dabble in internal rhymes, extra rhymes.
Yeah.
different type of styles like flams,
Oh, yeah,
lazy trails. He doesn't do any of the, he probably doesn't even know what half of those are, but
one of my favorite, you probably don't even know what a flip is, but one of my favorite things that Diggy said to Pompey is like, I'm here to let rappers like, you need to quit treating this rap like a fucking Sudoku.
right.
That's hot. But yeah, he's not a technical rapper.
But like, come on. Against Joe Cutter though, like Joe Cutter's just, he has that same type of material, only he's a hyper MC compared to fucking Diggy Splash.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, Diggy, you're my boy and all, but you're not gonna win this one, man. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not even a judge battle in the first place. It's all perception afterwards. So I'm sure there'll be enough people commenting on the threads of the YouTube videos in favor of Diggy, but at the same time, I mean, like, Joe Cutter's views outweigh him by a bunch, so he'll be right there with him. And not only that, but he'll be delivering more, you know? That's what I think
Joe
about
Cutter is just like an underground rapper, a real like underground rapper for years and years.
A real fucking rapper.
So
good
like,
music.
Him versus Diggy's definitely one that people have wanted to see though. Like people have mentioned it.
No, there's going to be a lot of views in it for sure.
Yeah, I think this first came up like before we had the hiatus. At least
It
like
seems
2
like
or 3 years ago.
It's like an RMBVA like dream battle almost. I feel like people are gonna.
Real.
I like a lot of people act like they hate Joe Cutter on there, but they're fucking fronting. Like they watch all his shit. They just want to hate on him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're really fans, low key.
A lot of battle fans just want to hate, and that's part of their like relation to battlers. They'll be like, you see it online all the fucking time where like people will be abrasive with battlers online just because they're like, well, you're in that world, man, you can take it.
Things
so,
they
like,
would never say to a regular person.
And furthermore, things they would never fucking say in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So battlers get the worst end of it, and I think there's a lot of fans in battle rap that probably need to vent, or there's some other thing going on with aggression with them. But
they're attention seeking is how I see it. It's like a kid that smacks your leg, and it's like he just wanted you to look at him and say something to him. He needs attention. You know what I mean? So there are these little kids just smacking legs. Also, some of them are just literally retarded. Like, I used to think that half the people on rap music forums were trolls. Then I joined that KOTD Facebook. I'm like, I see some of your pictures. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk down to you. You know what I mean? Like, you really are the guy I thought you were pretending to be.
You are in the special class.
Right. Literally. But like,
do you think Diggy was in any special classes?
Diggy, I don't know. I don't think he went to school.
Yeah, right?
He was there.
He was born the age he is now. First of all,
he came out of his mom's pussy with a full beard and 2 fucking Michelob Ultras.
Yeah. It's great hearing, Boneman producing the show just like every once in a while. You're like, he doesn't sound like that, but just over in the other room.
Oh yeah, our sponsors though too.
Yeah.
The Missing Inc. is a dope clothing company. Check it out online. BTC Wood, they make custom wood pendants from recycled skateboards. And not just pendants. They make like all kinds of crazy wood art with recycled skateboard decks. Thank you, Rob Podcast, my record label, Breath of Life. Check all that stuff out online. You can find it on find it on my Facebook or
we'll throw some links.
And we'll be linking it up to the videos too.
By the time this comes out, we'll have a section on something.
Yeah, we'll have it all over the place.
Just click right there.
We got merch. We got merch, yo.
We got merch. That'll be online too someday.
It is right now.
It's then where's the plug, man?
It's it's on oops.com. I'll put the link on there. You can get t-shirts like this of all sizes. And we got our mixtape out, nocoastraps.bandcamp.com, featuring like half these guys and Caustic and Lush One and Free Daps.
That's right.
And things are going well. This is seriously, I've said it before, this is seriously a dream card of mine. It's a dream come true, opening up a division in another city. Couldn't be happier. Minneapolis is like the heart of good hip-hop right now.
2-day event, May 8th and 9th. Let's talk about the addresses on these places really quick. May 8th is, what's this venue? 33rd Realm?
Yeah, 33rd Realm. It's like a arcade. It's like a retro arcade and hip-hop venue.
And that's at, that's in St. Paul?
That is in St. Paul, yes. I think I put 8 p.m. on there. So yeah, we'll roll with 8 p.m.
Nice.
It's really actually an all ages event. I have 18 plus on the flyer. I don't expect anyone under 18 to be there anyway, though. $5.
And what about day 2, which is the bigger day?
It's in Minneapolis at Club Underground. It's in northeast Minneapolis, kind of in the neighborhood I live in. 355 Monroe Street, 7 p.m. The doors open. We have music too. There's going to be some awesome Minneapolis musical acts playing first before the battles pop off.
We got V Nasty kicking off the night, right?
V Nasty.
The Yaki Yaki Yaki.
I
No, that's not
I
gonna
almost
happen.
forgot
That's
about
where
that
half
for
the
a
budget
second.
went. How could you forget about that?
Almost forgot about that. $7 for that one, 21 plus.
Fuck, man.
Fuck yes.
$12 for this 2-day event where, like, Jesus, like, if this was anywhere else, you'd be paying a lot more than that.
We got Joe Cutter, Reverse Live, Carter
Yeah.
Deems, Diggy Splash, XQZ,
The
Breakneck,
Vesh.
The Mage, The Vesh, New Money.
I'll be filming, but I'm doing
lot of
set.
other motherfuckers.
I'm doing a set as well, so catch me there doing a set.
Yeah, Kelly Betts will be rapping.
I'll be doing some battling. I'm gonna
Yep.
battle this dude with the fucked up name. But it's
Q-
original,
Q-
so I'll give you that.
Apocalypse.
Give you that, Q-Pac. You got a fucking original name.
Yeah.
Tupac. That's nice.
There aren't any, like, at least there aren't any, like, famous rappers that he, like, almost bit it from, you know what I mean? It's, like, totally original. No one has a name anything like that at all. So.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So, just kidding, Q-Pac. You're cool, man.
Hey, guys.
Are you battling him?
Yeah, right. Tag him in. Thanks for tuning in. This is the No Coast Podcast.
Peace.